I have so travelled in your dominions, both by the sea coasts and the middle parts, that there is almost neither cities, burghs, castles, principal manor places, monasteries and colleges, but I have seen them, and noted in so doing a whole world of things very memorable. John Leland's Itinerary, written 1539 to 45, and dedicated to Henry VIII. I grew up very near the site of Nonsuch Palace. Its very name, None Such, conjured up a mythical, fabled palace without parallel. The streets nearby had names like Anne Boleyn's Walk, Aragon Avenue, and Tudor Close. Hampton Court, with its profusion of twisted chimneys, was not all that far away. I remember as a child going to fairs, riding, and even ice skating in its shadow. Somewhere along the line, these childhood moments sowed the seeds of a lifelong fascination with the Tudors. I don't think I'm the only one. As a nation, we have a continuing obsession with our notorious Bluebeard Henry VIII and our famed Gloriana Elizabeth I. Their lives, one much married, the other unmarried, are part of our common currency of ideas. Their age attracts us because it has all the best stories: the break from Rome and Catholicism, wives beheaded or cast aside, boy kings, dissolved monasteries, Protestant martyrs, the Spanish Armada, new worlds, and some of the best characters: Shakespeare, Holbein, Anne Boleyn, Francis Drake, and Walter Raleigh. Somewhere in this mix, the Tudors define what it means to be English. Through the translation of the Bible into English, the establishment of the Church of England, the founding of the Navy, the beginnings of empire, and the defence against the threat of foreign invasion, the Tudors represent the foundations of much of our corporate culture and historic identity. When the Channel Tunnel opened in 1994, the two figures chosen to represent England and France in great mock-ups were the 16th century rival kings Henry VIII and Francis I. Who else but Henry VIII could capture Englishness so completely? The 16th century is also one of the first periods from which we have an overwhelming amount of surviving material. Our documentary sources are vast: chronicles, letters, ambassadorial accounts, poems, plays, treatises, and state papers fill our national archives. We have portraits of the Tudor monarchs painted from life, unlike those that came before, and 16th century houses are still the ideal cottages in the countryside to which Middle England aspires. Above all, we have extraordinary grand houses, palaces, churches, and castles that evoke a time past and a heritage shared. This book is a way into exploring that history. This book is intended to be both a practical handbook to 50 of the best and most interesting Tudor houses, palaces, and castles, and a colourful introduction to the key characters, stories, and events of the Tudor age. It's designed to be a companion both to the visitor to these 50 sites and to the historical visitor to the Tudor period. Any attempt to draw up a list of 50 Tudor places would find its critics, but there has been reason at work in the choosing, and I thought it might be helpful to explain the criteria by which places have made it into this book. The first principle was that there must exist something worth seeing. Not every important Tudor site has been preserved. So many Tudor houses, palaces and buildings do not survive. William Cecil, Lord Burleigh's great house at Tybbalds, Thomas Howard, Duke of Norfolk's mansion at Kenninghall, Nonsuch Palace, Greenwich Palace, the old St Paul's Cathedral, Bedlam Hospital for the Mad. In London, only sacred sites like churches and the stone-built Guildhall survived the Great Fire of 1666. The London houses of Sir Thomas More and Thomas Cromwell, Earl of Essex, among many others, have been lost to